Jeff?
I can see me, I can't see you.
Oh, right, I'm trying to... There we go. I'm in the frame now. Can you see me?
I got the turning thing. It says starting video.
Hopefully I'll pop up in a minute or so. So I'll just introduce you, so I'll just finish that. So Jeff, you're in Toronto, I think, aren't you, at the moment?
Yes.
That's right,
yes.
And it should be the middle of the day over there.
It's 3:15, yeah.
Okay, great. And Jeff has comes over to Britain every year or so. I first met him, he performed at Spoken Word Antics for Easter on that at the Red Deer several years ago. Jeff, so it's over to you.
Hi, British people. I still can't see you. I just hear.
I'm trying to show you the audience. Can you see the audience?
It's got the turning thing. It's just starting. I can hear you fine. It's a little fuzzy, but I can hear you.
Great. So can you hear the audience when they went just now?
Yes, I did. Great. Should I just start then?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to read a piece called Review of This Piece. Review of This Piece by Jeff Cottrill begins rather unimaginatively, with a straightforward literalism that desperately wants to emulate the tone of an educated critic, using terms such as literalism and emulate for effect. By the second sentence, you realize that you're in for some kind of postmodern, self-reflexive parody, but Cottrill quickly undermines the formal tone by switching you to the second person for no reason. The piece carries on quite aimlessly, dragging on with the same theme, with an overly complex sentence that runs on and on and on and on, with no apparent sign of its ever having been edited right down to its most tight and clear and efficient form of verbal expression, but rather choosing to be redundant through repetition, more repetition, and saying the same thing over and over in different ways. Then finally, there's a shorter sentence. But the damage has been done, and Cottrill finds himself flailing at the end of his first paragraph, yearning for a clever closing remark to make a transition, but unable to come up with even a modestly catchy turn of phrase. At this point, Cottrill seems to be aware that he has shot his whole load in the first paragraph, and thus, for a cheap laugh, resorts to such crass, vulgar imagery as shooting one's load. Then the attempts at clever self-reference continue, but without any real accomplishment. Like a starving man reaching for one solitary breadcrumb he knows won't help him, Cottrill throws in a poor simile. On top of that, his attempt at a metaphor is a pathetic, wounded animal, and his penchant for cliches leaves something to be desired. Cottrill cops out with the smug trick of pointing out various literary techniques by using those very techniques. But even supposing that were funny, he ruins the stunt by explaining it openly. The worst part is there's no payoff. Where is this leading to? Does he really think changing the tone with rhetorical questions can save his face? So on to the second page, the piece continues, and Cottrill is once again just looking for filler. You almost get the impression that he's trying to stretch the whole composition out to a full 4-minute length in order for it to fit in with many of his other stories and monologues. But he can't do it, because there just isn't enough substance behind the theme to sustain a piece of that size. And even if there were, Cottrill would be better off simply ending it right there and leaving his audience wanting more. But does he in self-awareness? Of course not. He just keeps on writing and writing and writing, wasting everybody's time with the same thing over and over and over and over, even though he's clearly running out of fresh ideas. Even when he does finally come up with something new, the grammar he uses is real bad. In conclusion, Review of This Piece is a formulaic and forgettable flop, complete with gratuitous alliteration. It's just another one of Cottrill's contrived, indulgent, overlong, one-joke monologues without any real soul behind it. If only Cottrill had the courage to challenge himself and write something from the heart, without being satirical or relying on a bag of clever but cold, shallow gimmicks, perhaps he could make some significant progress as a writer, beyond the realm of performances via Skype. But, alas, if this is the best he can come up with now, he is doomed to a lifetime of literary obscurity. And even if Cottrill is satisfied with that, the least he could learn to do is come up with better endings.
fantastic. And I know you've got a couple of CDs out. Is this on one of your CDs? Do you want to do a little plug?
This is on my CD called Clown with a Coat Hanger. It's available on my, well, you can, actually, I used to have a site on coffeehouse.ca, and it's kind of in limbo at the moment, but you can email me from my website, jeffcottrill.com, and I just also published a new chapbook called Grouch on a Couch. It's a fringe show I did last year about a